Hello. Mhm. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Facebook. We're into day 10 now. Day 10. And we're on a 30-day challenge, live challenge. And I'm into day 10 of a 30-day live challenge. And so tonight, I want to talk about rejection. Rejection. And just want to ask everybody, even if you're catching this on replay, I would love for you to come back and comment on this. If for any reason, any apparent reason, have you ever felt rejected? Have you ever had any type of rejection in your life? And so this live is for those that may have felt rejected at any point of their life, or even feeling rejection now. Hi, Miss Clara, how are you? And so even if you're feeling rejected now, this life is for those that have ever experienced any type of rejection. And so just want to encourage you tonight with a Bible study about rejection. But before I go into the story about the story of rejection that's in the Bible, I want to introduce myself. My name is Rhonda Jackson, and I am a licensed cosmetologist as well as a cosmetology instructor with over 20 years of experience in the salon industry. I worked corporate America about 15 years, and then I left corporate to come back to the salon industry. Well, come into the salon industry. I didn't have any salon experience, but I came into the salon industry, and what I noticed was the salon industry was not really being operated like it was. It didn't mirror corporate America, and so I began to bridge the gap and bring in the corporate strategies into the salon. Hi, Lisa, into the salon, and to bring those strategies into the salon, creating a more professional atmosphere, and thus the result of that, it creates profitable salons that works without the salon owner actually having to be there. And so the name of the coaching program that I came up with was Rich Girls Don't Cry. But rich girls don't have anything to do with money, wealth, or what have you, but it's being rich in character. And so that's how Rich Girl, it really characterizes this coaching venture, because a rich life isn't about money, but it is about living life more intentionally, proactively, and filling a void of rejection. And so when we say rich, this is part of it when what we're talking about tonight, being void of rejection. So in Judges chapter 11, there's a man in Judges. His name is Jephthah, and he was a great warrior. And the Bible denotes him as a great warrior. And so I'm wondering, like, what makes him a great warrior? And so when you say a great warrior, that meant he didn't really back down from different challenges. And I'm sure he had to have courage and aggressiveness to be a great warrior. But one thing about Jephthah, he was a great warrior, and the Bible did denote him of that. But he was born of a in a from a prostitute. His mom was a prostitute. And so when verse 2, it said that Gilead's wife, now Gilead's wife was Jephthah's stepmother. She had a lot of sons. So she had other sons. And when these half brothers, when they all grew up, they began to chase Jephthah and talk about him, and they started treating him really bad. And they threatened him to where they told him that he had to leave that house because he did not qualify for their father's inheritance. And so Jephthah, he ended up leaving, feeling rejected because he had to leave his father's house, and his own family rejected him. Have you ever been felt rejected even in your own family? So this man of God, he had to leave because of that. So bad things can happen to you even without your contribution. It wasn't his fault that he was born from a prostitute, that his dad was messing around, right? It wasn't his fault where he grew up at, just like it's not our fault where we grew up at, what kind of household we grew up in, who our mother was, who our father was. We have no control over any of that. But yet, people in your own family will reject you because of some past sins that your mom, dad had. And you'll still be feeling rejected even today. And you can be 30, 40, 50, 60 years old and still feeling that rejection from your family because of what your parents did. And that's how Jephthah was. And so Jephthah left the house. He left, and then but what I like about the story, he left his hometown, but he still had a gift on the inside of him. You can take a person from their town, but you cannot take that gift, that God given ordained gift from them. And so Jephthah had a gift on the inside of him. And so shortly after leaving the house, the Bible said that it was some worthless, let me get this right, some worthless rebels started following Jephthah. So remember, he was a mighty warrior, right? And so that means he's attracting other people because other people can see the anointing on your life, even though your own family couldn't, even though sometimes you can't. But other people will see the greatness in your life. And so the Bible called them some worthless rebels, and they start following Jephthah. And so Jephthah, he was a warrior with a gift of influence. See, normally when you have a gift or when you're great, you always have that influence that other people can always see something about you. And even when they talk about you and they say something about you, you be like, wow, they talking about me? Yeah, they're talking about you because you have a gift that other people see in you. Even though your family might say, well, no, she grew up here, she did that, and she's a daughter of a pimp, a rolling stone, but what God has put in you, nobody can take that away from you. So they started following him. So as a rich girl, you have to see, why would we try to fit in when we can stand out? And so you got to have that mindset. You know what? I don't fit in here, but I'm called to stand out, not fit in. And that's what they don't like, because it's like sandpaper that you're rubbing. They're rubbing against sandpaper because they actually see something in you, and it's a little bit more than what they see in themselves. So now they're starting to reject you, right? So now, sure enough, the Ammonites attacked the elders of Gilead. We're still in the Bible, and now we're in verse 5 here in Judges 11. The Ammonites began to attack the elders of Gilead, and guess who they called for? Because see, where Jephthah came from, they start getting attacked by the enemy. So who did the family and the people in that town call for? Jephthah, right? They had to call for Jephthah because remember, he was the mighty warrior. So now they need your gift. Now they need what you got. So they called him. And so my question for you tonight is, what are you so good at? What are you good at that even to the extent that people who once mistreated you now have to humble themselves and come ask for your help? Because that's what's going to help you get through this type of rejection. Whatever it is that you're good at, that's what's going to stand out. And if you're really good at something, people will even try to overlook it. But when they need for you arrive, then they're going to be looking for you. Because see, now they need you. And you the only one that they can call on, that they know is going to come through. Whatever your gift is, they're going to need it, and they're going to come for it. The same ones that rejected you is going to come for their gift. Okay? And so when you defeat the spirit of rejection by becoming a warrior or an expert in whatsoever you find your hands to do, that's how you defeat the rejection. and you become good at. You hone in on what you're called to do. You hone in on whatever gift you have need of, or whatever gift is on the inside of you. Now, Jephthah, he was rejected by a family at a family level, but he was accepted in a national level. The ones that rejected him now calling on him. And it's just like even the story of Joseph, how Joseph was in his father's house and how his brothers rejected him. And then he ended up going to Egypt, and he had to make provision for his family. Then his family needed him. That was another story about rejection. But see, y'all knew the story of rejection with Joseph, but I didn't think you knew this story about rejection with Jephthah. And there's a lot of other stories in the Bible too concerning rejection. But I wanted to bring you something that I didn't think that you'd probably be too familiar with. But there's a lot of stories in the Bible concerning rejection, and this is one where Jephthah was rejected at a family level, but accepted at a national level. And your friend and family might not see the warrior or the expert that you are, but don't get discouraged by their blindness, because because you're going to continue. They can continue to waste time. You got to continue to move forward. You got to develop your personal brand, and you got to live. Now, everything I just said, that was just a little plug on the previous slides I had. Right? But these are some of the things that you have to do to continue to hone in on your gift and be that warrior or that expert in that gifting that God has given you. So y'all, anyway you live your best life, and I promise you that a battle will come to prove that the warrior is in you. A battle will come where the ones that rejected you in one season is going to be calling for you in another season. Okay? So don't get discouraged in how you might be feeling today. And even to those that's holding on to rejection, like I said, even 20, 30, 40 years ago, don't hold on to that rejection. Hone in on the gift that God has given you. If you don't know what that gift is, ask God. He said when you ask him for wisdom, that he'll give it to you liberally and upbraideth not. So when you ask God for that wisdom, God, what is it that you call me to do? What am I expert in? What type of warrior am I? God will give it to you. He will give it to you. Once he give it to you, you just hone in on it and you become an expert at it. I had no idea when I was working corporate America, I was going to be doing hair. I never even thought about doing hair. I was, working, and then I ended up going to hair school. And then after hair school, a guy called me off my job a year after I graduated. I only had 4 clients. 4. That means, 4 clients. No, it was 8 clients. I had 4 clients a week, 4 per week. And then, but what you have to do, you have to continue to hone in on your gift. You got to continue to perfect that gift. And then once you start perfecting that gift, he told me to leave my job. And so I didn't have any other choice but to become an expert at what I was doing. And becoming an expert in what I was doing, it actually allowed me to not only leave my job and start another career, but to buy a house, to buy a car, and get a salon and do everything that I could do. I was able to do that with that gifting. You hear what I'm saying? So that's why, you don't allow rejection to control you. You allow that gift that God has given you to guide you. So rejection does not mean that you're not good enough. It means that the person failed to notice what you can offer. Because surely they knew what Jephthah was offering. They would have never put him out. They would have dealt with him. Because they had to call on him. Because now they had to humble themselves and call him. Now who's going to have to humble themselves to call you and work out your gifting? Okay, so y'all, that's what I have for you on tonight. I just really want to come on real fast and just talk about rejection and how to get through it, because there's a lot of people that is really going through by what somebody else is saying, what somebody else is feeling, what somebody else is thinking about them. And that doesn't matter. But what does matter is what you're doing with the gift that God has given you. Okay, so you all, that's it for tonight. I just wanted to come on real quick and just encourage you a bit and let you know that you matter to God, and that's why He has given us this platform. And even though it seemed as though it was very scary at first, but now it's getting easier. But even though we're coming to a place where you know uh it's easier to do, I still have an ear to God to give me the titles and what I need to say and what I need to do to pull this on this next 20 days. So I want to thank you all for coming on. And if you know of any salon owners, hairstylists, I would love for you to invite them to come on. I have this product that I am rolling out this week because it's going to help the salon owners and the hairstylists in their area of expertise, or even any salon professionals. I have a product that I'm rolling out, and I want to be able to give them this product and free of charge, and it's going to help them in their business to where they too will be able to produce income that's going to help them provide for their family and be able to do what they need to do. Okay, so thank you all for coming on. Hi Zena, hi Monique, hi Junior. So you all have a great evening, and I will talk with you later. And tomorrow I am going to be talking about mastering your gift. So when yeah, we're going to be talking about or monetizing your gift. So that's what we're going to be talking about on tomorrow. And so I hope to see you all tomorrow at the same time and in the same places. I been talking to Facebook, but I'm on YouTube, but I'm going back and forth. But yeah, I do want to talk to you all definitely about monetizing your gift. Okay, so thank you all so much, and I'll talk to you later. Good night.